Good morning, everybody. Today is the 22nd. So this will be the start of episode 5. So what I like to do in the morning is to basically check social media, post to Instagram, you know, either a photo or good morning Instagram. How's it going? I hope everybody's having a fantastic morning. I know I am. Or anything like that. Subscribe, all that. Make sure you guys are working hard. Make sure that you know where your goals are. Make sure just kind of just spam the world. I haven't been doing this on Facebook. I think I should probably start doing this on Facebook. What does it hurt, right? Good morning, Facebook. I know this is like the first time I'm actually making any one of these videos, but I'm not really big on social media either. I'm now trying to get into this kind of thing, like hardcore, because I know this is what's going to help me get my company from one position to the next position, because moving from San Luis Obispo, California to Salem, Oregon, it's going to be really hard. Well, it's not going to be really hard. It'll be a little bit easier if I have some kind of social media presence, as far as recruiting goes, as far as like people that are interested in my company. That way you can get to know me, get to know exactly what my company does and different things like that. So let's see. Suggestions. Let me know if any of you guys would like to be interviewed. I'd love to, maybe do an interview. Chase your goals, man. Chase your dreams. Follow your heart. All that. All right. David Quester. Xander, please add me to your LinkedIn network. I came across your profile on LinkedIn, and because I mingle a lot with your industry and peers, I would like to connect if you wanted to. Dude, LinkedIn is so cool, man. LinkedIn is one of the coolest applications. It keeps you like just connected to everybody. If you want to have access to somebody, dude, it gets you connected. You can connect with anybody. LinkedIn is dope. Oh, good. Okay, so I got a few things. So, as part of my incorporation process from California to Oregon, it's been kind of like an ordeal in a way. So when I moved out here, obviously I didn't have an office space. So I had to use, the address of my previous office. And Oregon's like, no, it has to be an Oregon address. I worked with my hub manager. I mean, she does everything for me. I couldn't live without her. Diana, love it. She basically found like a temporary address that we can use in the meantime. I processed all of the paperwork and stuff. And when it came down to the finalization of everything, I ended up getting the office actually. Now I have to do all of the paperwork all over again once more. I would really like to be able to open the doors to my office to you guys, to anybody that's interested in my company, to be able to come and apply. But legally, I can't hire anybody and stuff. Unfortunately, just gotta be patient. It's gonna take a few more days, and that's okay. It's okay. It's totally cool. As long as I'm patient, that's all that matters. So, you know, actually, patience is actually a really good thing that we can talk about in this segment. Before I started in this kind of industry, before I started doing marketing or sales or anything like that, like I never had patience. Like I really didn't. I was the most impatient person ever. I was very ignorant. I was a, you know, I was a pretty I was a pretty depressing person. I was very, very negative all the time, especially if things didn't happen my way in a certain time frame that I wanted them to happen. Dude, I would be so bummed, man. Like it's like shut down and like entirely, I know that when I was going through the whole management training process, because obviously, you don't become, a director of operations. You don't just open up a freaking major office and stuff. It's not like AT&T is like, hey, I want you to represent my multi-billion-dollar company, with zero training whatsoever. Oh, what, you used to work at GameStop? Awesome. Yeah, okay. That's cool. I mean, that's the whole purpose of the management training program. We teach you how to market. We teach you how to brand for yourself and brand for other clients and stuff. Obviously, if you've never done marketing before, if you didn't go to freaking school for marketing before, then you need some type of training, right? So, when I was in the process, it took me a little bit longer than most people. Some people come into the process and it takes about the 3 to 9 months. It took me a little over a year, and I was very impatient for the majority of it. It really hindered me. It took away a lot of opportunities for me to grow and develop faster, because since I was impatient, I was constantly being negative. In any line of work, anything that you do, if you're negative, it doesn't get you where you want to go. But I mean, if you want to do things the right way, if you want to feel good as a person, positivity is the way to go. You got to be positive. positive isn't just something that just happens. You don't just like wake up one day and just be like, you know what, I'm changing my entire freaking ethics. I'm changing everything that I've ever done. I'm changing the entire way I think. I'm just going to be positive. No, it's actually a development. It takes time. Just got an email here. So this is actually pretty awesome. As of today, for a limited time, existing wireless customers, you can get up to $300 off of your AT&T bill. So the way it works, it's a $10 bill credit for the next 30 months if you get DirecTV. It's actually pretty cool. This offer is stackable with the Unlimited Plus $25 loyalty discount as well. So you can get $25 off your DirecTV bill if you have Unlimited Plus, and you can get $10 off of your cell phone bill for 30 months, $35 off of your entire bundle. That's insane, dude. That's really, really cool. So as you guys know, DirecTV is the leader in video service. They're the only ones that broadcast in 4K. They have the NFL Sunday Ticket. They have one of the coolest freaking DVRs in the industry. And this is the reason why I love representing, these clients and stuff like that. But here's the thing, I would never be in business representing these clients if I didn't have the patience to be able to focus on myself. Before you start trying to do anything for others, before you want to go out and open up your own business, or if you're sitting there wondering like, hey man, why is my mixtape not launching, or why is the band not getting any gigs, or why are we not coming together, making great songs or anything like that? Why can't I start up my company? Why is this not had? It's because you're not working on yourself, dude. And remember, all of this is coming from my intuition, also personal experience. I'm gonna be honest with you. There was no way in hell that companies like AT&T, DirecTV, Samsung, Costco, Best Buy. There was no way in hell that these people wanted to go into business with me if I wasn't up to par. If I wasn't actually working on myself, there'd be absolutely no reason for them to. I'm 27 years old, right? I was 26 at the time. Who the fuck would want to go into business with somebody with no experience in marketing? It'd be stupid. Multi-billion-dollar companies see this kid, they don't care. It's not like I could just like go and just show up and just be like, hey, yeah, and sign this slip of paper. Now I own my own company. Here we go. No, dude, like it's a fucking process, dude. You got to go through all kinds of crap. You got to learn everything. You got to learn how to be able to talk to people. You got to learn how to be able to change yourself. A year ago, I had longer hair and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, I miss my hair. I really, really do. I had piercings and stuff. I know you might see a few Instagram photos of my septum and stuff like that. I took all that crap out already. I completely redirected myself. I changed myself. Why? Because I know that if I'm going to be representing big box retailers, if I'm going to be representing multi-million-dollar companies like AT&T and DirecTV, freaking Samsung, I got to get my shit together. I got to look like the Mark Zuckerberg. Even if I don't got Mark Zuckerberg money, I got to look like this guy. Play the part that I want to be. A lot of people, we know who we want to be. We know where we want to go, but we're not willing to make the sacrifices or the changes to be able to do that, to get us into alignment with making those things happen. And I used to be just like that. I was just like, oh, well, whatever. I'm going to be me. I'm going to be original. The fact of the matter is, like, you got to change. If you don't change something, then you're not going to see any change. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't change your predicament, you're going to keep living the life that you've always have. If you don't change yourself, you're going to keep being the same self that you always were. And if you keep being the same self that you always were, and you keep living the same life that you've always had, you're always going to receive everything you've always received. The same paycheck, the same freaking crusty ass boyfriend or girlfriend, the same delinquent friends, the same work environment, whatever it is. Dude, I cut off a lot of my friends, and it's nothing personal. It's not because I freaking despise them. There's a few people that I stopped hanging out with that I enjoyed hanging out with. I love to be able to go out to the bar and have a couple beers and play some pool and stuff like that. I enjoyed it. But the truth of the matter is, though, people can be toxic. People can be a part of that lifestyle that you are not wanting to live, and they're not willing to change. And maybe they love it. Maybe that's their lifestyle. Maybe that's the life. Maybe that's what they want to do. They go to work and they go to the freaking bar and they play pool every Saturday night, and that's their thing, and they are okay with that. I can go back to that bar freaking 15 years from now on a Saturday night. You know who I'll find? Those people, right? and they're cool with that. I'm not. I've never been okay with that. I've never been okay with just being average. I've always wanted something greater. Back when I was doing music, I was pushing. There was a time period where this is when I was like really hitting into hip hop and stuff like that. There was a time period, and I kid you not, I stayed up for almost an entire week straight. I was recording, I was mixing. I used to do everything. I was my own artist and stuff like that. I had my in-home studio. I was doing multiple projects for other people, and you know what? I was working for free. The reason why I was working for free was because I was trying to build something. I was trying to build my brand. I had multiple artists that I was recording. Meanwhile, after I would record all morning and all day, at night I recorded my mixtapes, right? I was recording my songs. I was going through and sampling everything. I was doing everything for myself. So, and the thing is, and this was, I mean, I was young. I was like 19 years old, like 19, 18 or 19 years old, right? I was young. I didn't have to do that. And meanwhile, I was still working. I had a job. I was still going to fucking work, dude. That's not average, right? That's not, I'm going to go to the freaking bar every Saturday night and play pool. That's not, I've never wanted to. But the fact of the matter was, every Saturday night, guess where I found myself? With these people at the fucking bar playing fucking pool. I hated it. I had to make a change. I had to do something about it, because if I didn't, then I would still be there. What's today? Today's Friday, okay? So guess what? Tomorrow night, guess where I would be if I didn't make a change? You gotta change. Everything in life changes. There's an evolutionary process, and if you want to become something that you're not currently, if you have an idea of who you want to be, you got to be able to be willing to change and know that change just doesn't happen overnight. You have to be willing to appreciate the process. I kind of touched on this on yesterday's episode. You got to appreciate the process, to have the patience for it. And if you don't have patience, then like, dude, it could be rough, man. It could be a really, really, really long and grueling venture. And the way that I was able to accumulate the patience, because it really is an accumulation. It wasn't just like one day I had all the patience and that was all. Like, no, it was an accumulation. Week after week, month after month, I started developing more and more and more. And what it is, it's a process. I started thinking about it like as if this was my relative, or if this was somebody that I loved. I broke down everything in my head, and if I can learn how to do this, this can be a great career. I learned to love the process. I learned to love what I do. I learned to love and market and develop and train and teach and coach and build. And I'm here on freaking social media. I don't, dude, I've never been super into social media. I guarantee you that if I was more into social media back when I was trying to do music and stuff like that, it would have changed everything. But I've always, like, I don't know, I guess I grew up in a generation kind of like before that. But honestly, I thought Instagram was just an application that people downloaded to their phones to take pictures of their food. And I honestly used to just make fun of people. Like, I didn't even have a smartphone until I was like, what, 23? I was never like that. I didn't care. I grew up different, I guess. I grew up outdoors. I skated. I grew up different. I don't know, man. I didn't care. I wasn't into this kind of thing. But guess what? I had to learn to do this. I had to learn. I had to figure it out. Watch YouTube videos on how to do this kind of thing, man. So, and the thing is, like, I understood that it wasn't going to be perfect. I understood that it was going to be a process. I understand now, like, with these videos that I'm doing, I made a promise. I said I'm going to do this every single day, and now I have no choice. Now I'm, like, locked into this, and now my alarm clock goes off at 5 in the morning. Guess what I got to do? I got to start doing these videos, right? Just understanding and appreciating the process, loving the process. You got to learn to love it, because if you learn to love the process, your patience will accumulate, right? Think about it in an aspect of your husband or your wife or your boyfriend or your girlfriend. If you love them, you develop a large amount of patience for them. That whole conversation of, hey, where would you like to eat? I don't know. Okay, well, what about this? No. Okay, what about Chinese food? No. What about Mexican food? No. Burgers? No. That takes patience. It kind of took the same aspect, patience. It could be irritating sometimes, and you might you might expect something but don't receive it. But if you look at everything that you do receive as training, it's a process, and you learn the patience. I'm an entrepreneur. I run my own business. I do everything. I work. Sometimes I work like 18 hours a day. I'm a student, dude. I try to learn from everybody, from anything. Good things take time. You talk to some people that have a really happy marriage. It's not like they just met yesterday, got married, and then now today it's perfect. No, it takes time, you know? I know there's some couples out there that been together for only like 6 months and got married, and that's great, whatever, you know, whatever makes you happy and stuff. But at the end of the day, as long as you're happy, the point of the matter is, it doesn't matter how much time it takes. Each person's going to take different. Each person, you know, is going to be either faster, it could be longer, and who knows. It's a freaking process, and it's a self process. It's a process within yourself, to where you have to make adjustments in your life in order to make things work. So if you want something, if you really, really, really want something, but you're just not happy about how much time it can take, if you learn to love how much you want something, because here's the thing, we could want something, but we don't love what it takes to get there, right? That's the reason why the line of work that I do, that's the reason why I'm 27 years old, I run my own company, I have my own office, I have employees and like all this stuff, and I have like a whole arsenal of people in the background, you know. There's a reason why I'm doing that at such a young age, because I was willing to do the things that nobody else wants to do. Not everybody wants to work long hours. I went to sleep last night around like 1:30 in the morning. I got up at 5. Nobody likes doing that shit, right? Nobody does. I know where I want to be. I love the process. If you can learn to love the process, you can learn to have patience for the process. Obviously, if I'm going to be an all-star football player, you know, it's just not going to happen overnight. Motherfucker, you're going to have to train hours on end. If you got a job, awesome. Go to your, and wake up in the morning. Wake up at 5 in the morning. If you have to work at 5, wake up at 3 in the morning. Okay? Go to the gym. Do a freaking run. Do whatever you got to do. Get your freaking mind right. Get your body right. Read some books. All that good stuff. And then go to work. After work, guess what? You're going to kiss the baby, kiss your wife, or you're going to kiss your mom, and you're going to get back to fucking work. Yeah, that's how it is. Everything takes work. And nobody likes to work. Nobody likes to work. Why do you think on all social media it's just, oh, TGIF? Oh, I bet you, like, if I scroll, this irritates the crap out of me, because I was never raised this way. I lived a pretty good life when I was younger, but still, the fact of the matter is that, you know, if you want something really bad, you got to work for it. That's just it. Okay, so they haven't got that. There's nothing on social media, not yet, and that's probably because everyone's still fucking sleeping. Appreciate the process, love the process. Understand that patience isn't something that's just going to fall in your lap. You got to work towards it too, and everything falls together. It's a chain reaction. You got to want to change yourself before you can try to change or impact anybody else's lives. If you're wanting to just kind of like dive into something, I'm gonna run my own company. I'm going to start this freaking music company or entertainment company or restaurant or like whatever. You got to work on yourself first, dude. You can't just go and just dive deep. You got to work on yourself. Be it studying, you got to figure out what it is. You got to study your opponents. You got to study your allies. You got to study everything that you need. Get your, like my corporate trainer always says, get your ducks in an order, right? You got to make sure you get everything situated before you want to go out and try to change or impact anybody's lives, because if your life isn't where you want it to be, then how the fuck are you going to try to tell someone else how to live theirs? Like, that just is fucking ridiculous to me. It's hard for me to sit here and tell you guys, you know, what to do, and the thing is, I'm not, like, again, like I told you, this is all just intuition. A lot of this stuff is just advice. A lot of this stuff is just things that I've learned along the way, and a lot of this stuff is from my mentors, you know, people that I reach out to still to this day. I'm not going to be happy until I see 6 figures in my account, and guess what? When I see 6 figures in my account, I'm not going to be happy until I see 7. So, you know, I'm always going to be unsatisfied. But here's the thing, though. I'm okay with the wait. I'm okay with waiting on that. I know it's gonna, I know it's a grind. I know it's gonna take some time and stuff, and I'm completely chill. I'm okay. I don't care. However fucking long it takes. I'm 27 years old. I have plenty of time. Oh man, what time is it? Time to get ready.